Hi, my name's Sue. I'm an artist and an art tutor and sketchbook traveller based in West Sussex in the UK. I love portraits, I love experimenting with different medium, and I'm all about helping you enjoy the process of drawing and painting. You'll see plenty of vlogs and sketchbook adventures of my travels on this channel, as well as tutorials. If you'd like to follow along, hit the like and subscribe. It really supports the channel and helps me in creating more tutorials like this for you.
Hello and welcome to my how to paint chickens video. I have got the main tutorial real time. It's only about 40 minutes long on my Patreon account, and that is free for anyone to watch. You just have to sign up to my Patreon. There's no fees, there's no money in exchanged. So if you would like to see this video in more detail, then please do come over to my Patreon. I've put the link in the description. But meanwhile, I was demonstrating how you can do different effects. So this is a perfect beginner's exercise for understanding some of the watercolor techniques. So I'm talking here about a wet in wet strategy where you paint your chicken or the outline of the chicken really with water, and then you daub different strengths and different colors of your watercolor mix in. And I talk about how to get different effects. So you can use your bottom of your paintbrush or the end of a mechanical pencil, or I also have the corner of a credit card that you can sort of sketch different things into. And as it dries, the paint will sink into those little nooks and crannies, creating some interesting effects. This, however, is a wet on dry chicken where I have just gone straight in with the paint, and it's quite a wet paintbrush, so I haven't got any streaks there because I had quite a lot of water on my paintbrush, and I'm just daubing different colours into that mix as well whilst it was still wet, and that also gives a wet and wet look, so there are no hard edges in that chicken. If you use your paintbrush and you sort of clean it off and then you dab it with a cloth, then you can pull off your paint. But it's important when you do this, every time you pull off that paint, to wash it and just dry it off a little bit, because otherwise you're just reapplying the paint that you just took off. So don't do that. Now, for inspiration, I used chickens that I found on various free reference sites. So if you'd like to access these reference pictures as well, then pop over to my Patreon, because they are all there and you can download them and have a go yourself. I've got I just had an A4 page of chickens that you can just cut them out. And I'm not painting, I'm not being too hard and fast with pencils or anything. I'm just going straight in and just playing around with the watercolors. This is a really fun warm-up exercise, so it doesn't matter if your chickens don't look like chickens. All we're doing is just having a go. And this was me doing a quick demonstration of how cauliflowers work. So you might hear the term blooming or cauliflowers, and you can use cauliflowers for good. A lot of people think that they are terrible and they try and get rid of them. And I was showing you how you can get rid of them there. So you can, as long as you understand how you can get cauliflowers, how you can remove cauliflowers, then you're half the way there with watercolors. It's not a brilliantly intuitive medium, even though it's one of the first mediums that we pick up as children. It's one of the first little things that we get, a little watercolor set, isn't it? But it's actually quite a challenge to get things looking like they should. So here I am just adding a few different colours. I'm keeping the colours separate with a little bit of a white line to stop things blending, or just touching the line if I do want things blending a little bit. So if you want things merging together, then just remember that you can just muddle up that line, or if you don't want things blending, just keep the colours separate until the end. Have fun with all of the different colours that you've got in your palette with this. We don't need to be producing realistic looking chickens by any stretch of the imagination. So if you want to have a pink and bright blue chicken, you do that. This is more about having fun with your paints, understanding how they work, and creating effects, just playing around. I think painting chickens might be my new favourite thing to do. And you can get them in, there's so many different interesting shapes. Here I was showing that you can use the tip of a mechanical pencil without having put the lead in, without the lead, and then that will give you some different designs as well. And it's good to ground your chickens with a shadow. It's a good idea to have your shadow meeting the chicken's leg. Otherwise, it will look like your chicken is hovering. So I'm just, again, playing with any colours now. And if you do this enough, you'll see the colours that work really well together. And that'll give you some ammunition for future paintings where you're wanting lovely combinations of colours. So again, really lovely using the two blues. That worked quite nicely. I have so many little chicken pictures as my inspiration for this. And it's just really having a play. This was using the back end. This was me making up the back end of a chicken. And you can see how wet the paper is there. So it's never going to be creating streaks. One of the things that a lot of people don't like when they're doing watercolours, they see the streaks. And streaks are something that beginners tend to struggle with. And it's just about getting the water management right. So once you've done a few chickens, you'll be able to start painting your own without using them for imagination. And then I thought to put this into practice, I would create a little bookmark. So I put my pictures of chickens into an order that I quite liked, and I divided it up. So my watercolour paper here, it was just, I just took an A4 sheet of paper and divided it into something like 6. And I made a little bit of a pencil mark so I could see where each chicken had to fit in within. And again, I'm just going straight in with the paint. Once your chicken has dried, then you can go over the top with more paint, and then you'll have harder edges and you can get more sort of nice crispy details in. So that's also something to bear in mind. And then I'm just using the tip of that mechanical pencil just to add some lines and effects in there. I mean, you can also use a pencil that has the lead in, and I've used watercolour pencils in the past, and they've looked really good. It's a really fun. There's a lot you can do experimenting with farmyard animals, it turns out. So yeah, again, if you want the reference images, they are all on my Patreon page. My Patreon is £10 a month for Art Challenger members. And for the Art Challenger members, you get 2 Zoom calls a month, usually on the last Friday of the month. And we do from 9:30 to 10:30. We have a portrait club where I'll take you through how to draw a portrait or how to paint a portrait. And in the second Zoom session, which is from 11 o'clock until 12 o'clock, then it's a creative coffee, and we have a coffee, we just do some painting together, and it's very chilled and very relaxed, and sometimes it's quiet, and sometimes we're chatting, and sometimes, asking questions, sometimes we're talking about our holidays, sometimes we're getting advice on art stuff from other people, sometimes we're doing show and tell, and it's just a really lovely little arty community. So if you're interested in that, then do come and join me over on Patreon. There's also some space for one-to-one coaching. So if you'd like more support on a one-to-one basis, which would involve an extra half an hour of a Zoom call to go through things specifically and work through them together, then that's also available. I've got space for up to 6 members. So get in quick if you're interested in that. So this is the perfect time to start thinking about embellishing your chickens. So if they are dry, then you can start adding specific little marks, little scratchy marks there. It's a little bit wet still for me, so you can see how the colours are blending out still. You can still blend different colours in. You can add darks for the shadow areas. Try and look at the values of your chickens, and by that I mean like the differences between the lights and the darks. And that's the key thing, not so much the colours, but to get 3D looking chickens or anything, then what you need to think about is, are the darks dark enough or are the lights light enough? And then just add your shadows and we are good to go. I'd love to see how you get on with your own chickens. So if you'd like to show me, then pop over to Sue Cooper's Art Club on Facebook. And I hope to see you in the next video.
Hello, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's inspired you to pick up some pens, pencils and paintbrushes and have a go yourself. If it has, let me know. Write something in the comments or post your work up on Sue Cooper's Art Club on Facebook. And I'd love to see how you got on. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.